Good morning, everybody. It's quadratic equation day, part 2. Let's just talk about a few things. First of all, when you have a trinomial that's separated by an equals, where you have some on one and some on the other, you have to move them all over to get to a complete trinomial. So I'd have x squared minus 2x plus 5 equals 0. My a is 1, my b is negative 2, my c is 5. All right, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. All right, notice I was having a hard time not singing it. If you watch that video enough, you will start to sing it. All right, x equals 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 20 over 2. So, unfortunately, at this point, you can really go no further because once I simplify, you can't simplify a negative radical. That turns into an imaginary number, which you will learn next year. For our sake and purposes, you will stop at that point. Do not break down any negatives. There's no such answer for that. It's not 4 and negative 4. There's no such thing as that. Put it into your calculator. Square root of negative 16 gives you an error. All right, on the next one here, we will have 4x squared plus 8x minus 1. My a is 4, my b is 8, my c is negative 1. Here we go. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right, so I have negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 64 plus 16. 4 times 4 is 16 times negative 1. So negative and negative make a positive, divided by 8. I have negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 64 plus 16 is 80, divided by 8. All right, 80 can be broken down to 20 times 4, and 20 is 4 times 5. So we would have this. So I have 4 root 5 just as my root itself. So now what I have, and I'm running out of space, so if it's okay, I'm just going to bring it up here. So I have negative 8 plus 4 root 5 over 8. Now these can all be simplified, only these outside parts. I can reduce everything by 4. So I'd have negative 2 plus root 5 over 2. Likewise, on the other side, I would have negative 8 minus 4 root 5 over 8. Again, I can reduce only the outside numbers as long as all 3 can be reduced by the same number, and they can by 4. So then I would have and negative 2 minus root 5 over 2. I'm simplifying by 4. And that's how you would get that answer.